Hi, how are you? Welcome to episode 2 of The Good Enough Human, a podcast brought to you by We Are Chester. We're here to shine a light on a number of lifestyle issues, from mental health and meditation to dating after divorce and single parenting. We'll be chatting to a range of different people to find out more about their experiences, how they cope, what makes them tick, and sharing some of our experiences along the way. In this episode, we chat to the supremely calming influence that is Chloe from Girl Meditates. She runs a meditation business based in Chester, and she's been doing loads of good stuff online throughout the pandemic. Thanks for listening. Over to me, Sarah and Antonia to find out more. So, yeah, thanks so much for joining us, Chloe. That's really kind and really excited about this.
I'm really humbled to be asked.
Now,
don't be humbled. We are dying.
We are dying for this one.
Yeah.
So excited.
It's brilliant because, and I should introduce everyone, Chloe. Obviously, you know me because I subscribe to your fantastic site. And enjoy your lovely meditations. Thank you. And my friend Antonia, who is her background head of marketing at Glenville University in Wrexham. We're really good friends. And Sarah Dine, my other very good friend, who we met through doing acting together, the Chester Mystery Plays.
Wow.
So we've all kind of come together and launched the podcast with someone called Paul Cross as well, but he's bowed out with this one. He thought it would be enough.
Right.
Probably intimidating us through talking.
Maybe women need meditation more than men.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, Antonia and Sarah, I always talk too much. So if you want to say anything.
I'd love to know tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
So basically, to cut a long story short, so I started meditating about 5 years ago and totally randomly. So when I was I wasn't 13 5 years ago, but I'm 28 now. But when I was 13, I was having really random symptoms. I was passing out loads. I was always lightheaded. I went to doctors for about 3 or 4 years and they couldn't give me an answer. I really felt like I just wasn't being believed. So I kind of stopped going to doctors and stuff like that, just carried on life, kind of having these symptoms. And it got to a point about 5 years ago that I just proper randomly just thought, do you know what? I'm going to try meditation. I got to the point where I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And
you were just 13, quite young then.
When it started, I was 13, but at this point I would have been about 23. So I've kind of gone through how many years is that? About 8 years kind of on my own, trying to sort out these symptoms. Thought it must be me. I must just be dead crazy and I'm feeling anxious.
You were constantly fainting?
Yeah, well, I was fainting lots when I was about 13. And then it kind of like petered out, but I was having all of these symptoms, as you're about to faint. And I kind of just started doing it kind
like
of
an anxious
to heal
feeling.
myself. Yeah, not even anxious. Like I literally was just about to faint, so I just lie down. So I was basically coming up with ways to just sort myself out. And then I thought, right, I'll try meditation. I kind of never done it before. Heard it might kind of calm me down and stuff like that, because I was getting a lot of like palpitations and just really like a rush of adrenaline, but I knew
sounds like anxiety attack.
It wasn't. I knew it was something more than that because it had started when I was about 13 and I didn't have anything to feel anxious about or anything like that, but it definitely caused anxiety then because I didn't know what it was and stuff like that.
Right.
So then after that, my mum found a proper random video on Facebook, and it was this woman talking about her symptoms, and I thought that's exactly what I've got, and it turned out to be an autoimmune syndrome called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It has a lot to do with the rate in which your blood gets pumped around your body is a little bit slower. When you stand up, you pass out and stuff like that. So I finally had this answer.
Facebook helped you diagnose yourself. Would you believe?
I know, and totally that she saw it on her news feed, and I don't know, just a really weird how it happened. Yeah, and this happened at the exact same time that I went to a meditation class, so it was really weird how it all kind of lined up. And I go to this meditation class, and at first I was kind of like about 3 minutes late, so I was just stood outside, and a part of me thought, oh, I'm too late, I won't go in. And then the woman opened the door and she said, come on in, we just started. And it was so weird because you're obviously in a room full of strangers, you're closing your eyes, so it was probably the most anxious I've ever felt. And then there was just one moment where I just felt like a release, like completely at peace. I'd never felt this way before, and that moment I just knew this is my thing. Like, this is what I know I like love doing. Because I've gone kind of through school just never being like the worst student, but never being the best student either, kind of never having real passions. I was always a little bit hesitant to make decisions and to choose what I wanted to do, because my background was in marketing. After school I did an apprenticeship, did a few jobs marketing and stuff like that. So I went to this class, loved it, started meditated for about 3 years to deepen my practice. And then I thought, right, I want to kind of see how I can do this as a job, because I kind of thought, I'm not a Zen master.
You need to share it with everybody.
I'm not the Dalai Lama. Is anyone going to even listen to me doing this? But I knew I'd kind of never felt so certain about something. So then I started to do my training, stuff like that, got my qualification, diploma, and that's how I started.
Take a long time to train up.
I mean, some people kind of do online courses that can take, 3 or 4 hours and you've got your qualification. But I did mine with the British School of Meditation, and that's over kind of a year. So you have your days where you go in and you do all your workshops and you run classes and stuff like that, and then you'll go away and do essays and study, and at the end you kind of pass in all your work, and then I passed my qualification, then you can start.
So does it take a certain type of person? Because I think we were chatting earlier, weren't we, girls, about how we just can't switch off at all.
I know.
And
that's like,
it's just, you have to train your mind. Is it mind over matter sort of thing?
It's one of those things, that's the first thing everyone says to me. They go, I can't switch my brain off. And I'm like, neither can I.
Wow.
We're all human beings.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
I need to know the secret.
We need to know the secret.
Yeah, because I can't turn off my mind at all. And whenever I go to any sort of meditation normally or try and do it, I'm just... I end up, my feet, everything in my body starts
twitching,
vibrating and twitching and telling me, no, stop it.
I know.
Can't relax at all.
Yeah, and it's one of them things. I think people think you've got to switch your brain off, but if I said, don't think about a purple elephant, the first thing you're going to think about is a purple elephant. So it's, I always just say, I always say, just come into it without this expectation that it's going to be this magical experience and you're going to come out super calm and you're never going to deal with stress again. It's not anything to do with that. It's just come to it, meet yourself in the middle and where you're at that day, and just be open to sitting still, just being quiet for however long you're meditating for, and just hopefully open to feeling calm. Don't kind of put all this pressure on yourself to be, clear your mind and, oh my gosh, I'm going to be super unstressed after this. Because then when you don't get to that, you kind of think, oh, it's my fault. I've done it wrong.
You get disappointed and you don't want to do it then.
I'm not doing it right. There's something in me that's not getting it. And I think especially from kind of like a Western standpoint as well, we always come to things where we're like, okay, I need to do this and I need to get a result from it. And if I don't get that result, then I've failed and I don't want to do it because I'm embarrassed and
we're a results-driven society, aren't we?
Yeah,
and also we don't have a lot of time. If you think about it, it's like
we want quick wins, don't we?
That's it.
And it's just about leaving ego at the door and just coming and just kind of being open. And with the time thing, I always say to people, because if you get a busy working mum who hasn't got the time, she's not going to want to do half an hour class. You haven't got the time to go on a week-long retreat. You haven't maybe even got a time to do one class a week. So it's about adding like mindful moments, I like to call them, into your day. So I'll get up and, you know, if I get in the shower, I'll have a mindful shower, which means I'll think about the water, I'll feel it kind of coming on my skin, and I visualize, you know, if you've ever painted, you know, ever done DIY and you're washing the paint out of a paintbrush, I'll visualize kind of that as like the anxiety or stress just washing out.
What a great idea. It's a good tip.
Or like
That is, because you know, most people when they get in the shower, like, I don't know about you, Antonia,
quick
but when
in and
I get
out.
in the shower, it's like, oh my God, wash hair. You know, it's like, oh my God, have I done I need to shave here. You know, I don't think about anything else other than
it's not a relax, it's just in and out.
Or you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I need to do this today, and oh, this is going to happen, and what if this happens? So it's just about using that time. Or I'll brush my teeth with like a non-dominant hand, and I'll say some positive affirmations. There's some sort of psychological thing where it's better for you to do it, some sort of wiring in the brain, and I'll just repeat positive affirmations. It's just adding doable things, accessible things into your day already, and then when you start adding them, it becomes a little bit of a habit where you'll just do it without even thinking about it because you've been doing it for
so you wouldn't say like sit down for 10 minutes a day? Or
if you're a beginner, I would say start with one deep breath, because some people don't even know how to breathe properly. They're so stressed all the time.
Putting out my hand here.
They're so stressed all the time that, because if we are stressed, we need to get air in quick. So we get it into the top of our lungs, and that's when we start to hyperventilate a little bit. You get a little bit breathless. So when you do have the time, what meditation teaches you is to, well, some forms of meditation. When I say that, there are thousands of ways to meditate. The way that I do it is a guided, more like mindfulness meditation. But when you have the time to breathe, you breathe more kind of into your lower stomach. So if you've ever seen a baby sleep, they're the best breathers because they're just breathing and their tummy will rise and fall. So that sends a signal then to your brain that, oh my gosh, everyone, she's got time to breathe. We mustn't be in any danger. We're in a very calming situation. So everything in the body can kind of balance out. Whereas when you're trying to get air in quickly, you're sending the signal that we're in a dangerous situation.
So how should we be breathing then, Chloe? I mean, should we be breathing through our nose, our mouth?
I always kind of breathe through my nose. If ever I'm starting a meditation, I'll breathe through my nose and then breathe out my mouth, just to kind of almost kind of signal the start of a meditation that this is, you know, our quiet time. This is, I'm getting my body kind of down. I'm decompressing my system a little bit. But it's just about noticing, because I'll know my kind of stressors, I will find I'll start to get a bit breathlessness. So I know I'm stressed. And it's just about having that awareness to then think, okay, I'm a little bit stressed. Something's happening in my life right now that's making me feel this way. So let's just switch into some little deep breathing. But yeah, any beginner, I just say, let's start with a minute of deep breathing. That's all we're doing.
A minute a day.
Yeah, because if you come to someone and say, okay, you've got to meditate for 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening, the first thing you're going to think is, I haven't got time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm busy. I've got other things to do. So then you don't want to do it because it feels like a chore. Whereas if you say to someone a minute, usually everyone's got a minute in the day where they can do it, whether you're standing in a queue, especially now getting into supermarkets, we've got loads.
I love that idea of recognizing when you're stressed, though, because you know, often, you know, I mean, we all get stressed, and I've never actually thought to take a step back and think, gosh, you're stressed, just breathe.
And stress is inevitable. We need stress and anxiety. If you step out in front of a car in the road, you want your body to flood with stress hormone to get you back to safety. So it's not about eliminating stress and anxiety because it keeps you alive. It's just about recognizing when it kind of tips over from keeping you alive to actually being a real hindrance day to day. You know, if you get social anxiety in situations where you shouldn't, or if you wake up every morning with it, it's just recognizing, okay, it's really hindering daily life rather than helping me.
Could you recommend, I mean, for someone like me, if you're stressed all the time, what would you recommend? I mean, what would you say to someone who's like stressed, literally non-stop, and wants to reach for a bottle of gin, you know, to sort of calm themselves down? What should we really be doing?
Yeah, I would recommend to try and get to the root of why you're stressed. Because I kind of found when I started meditating, that was the biggest thing, because you're forced to stop, to pause. You start to kind of get to know yourself a little bit more. And I was realizing, okay, I kind of behave or have these behaviors or habits because of this or that. So you just understand what the root of it is, and then you can kind of become more aware of why you're stressed. There's always kind of a root, but yeah, for someone who's constantly stressed, I would say kind of look at your life, look at your diet, if you're drinking enough water, what you're consuming mentally on social media. Do you always have a device in your hand? Are you getting too much screen time every day? Are you kind of getting enough vitamin D? Are you getting outside to get some sunlight? It's just, I would really kind of strip it back to basics to see what's making me super stressed in life and what's attainable for me to do today to move towards a less stressful life. So I would kind of start with a 5-minute meditation. I wouldn't go for the hour-long 20-minute ones. I'd grab 5 minutes in the day and really kind of give it a go as well. I think some people do one type of meditation and they can't turn their brain off, so they think, oh, I can't ever do meditation again. But I would find something. I even tell people, if meditation is not your thing, do something, maybe even like mindful movement, maybe some art therapy. Do something that kind of lets you drop into that cool kind of riding the wave feeling, that meditative state. Because there's no point me saying, come on guys, let's meditate, and if you don't want to do it, you're going to really push against it. So I know not every single person on the planet is going to want to meditate, but if you just find something that makes you feel at that place of calm and peace, then it's going to help you. So
yeah, we're all individual, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just about finding what fits into your life, what makes you feel good. Like I say, if sitting in a car park listening to screamo in your car makes you feel chilled out, then do that. Like, it's not, do what makes you feel good, not what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and
so with your clients,
I just say,
don't we? With everything going on, the pandemic, and all the news and scrolling on social media, I find myself doing it a lot and feeling really wrought.
And I think we're all working remotely, so we're all in makeshift offices, and I think I'm really tense around the shoulders, and you just need that time out. What do you think about when you meditate then? Have you got anything in your mind, or do you listen to certain music?
I mean, I do a lot of guided, so especially if you're a beginner, you kind of want to listen to someone's voice, because you really, if you're a beginner, you want to be guided. Otherwise you're kind of thinking, am I doing it right? I'm thinking about what I'm making for tea tonight. Should I be doing that? But I just teach in my classes to kind of listen to my voice, listen to the music, and then when you feel that pull of your thoughts are taking you away to worry or anxiety, or you shouldn't be doing this is really indulgent, you should be doing something else, it's about that awareness of realizing that it's happened, and then just pulling your focus back to either your breath, the physical sensation of your breath coming in and out, Or just, I always say, focus on, you know, the space between your eyebrows. If you're the kind of person who thinking about your breath makes you think, oh, am I breathing properly? You know, you never really have to think about your breath. It's just focusing on something to bring you back, rather than getting caught in that spiral of overwhelm where one thought leads to another, and then you start to feel anxious, and then you're thinking, I haven't got time to do this, I need to be doing something else, I need to be productive, this is lazy. So yeah, it's just bringing the focus back, and that will happen 10, 20, 30 times. It doesn't matter how many times it happens, it's just becoming aware that it's happened, because that can translate really well into daily life, where if you've ever experienced stress or anxiety, you can feel that spiral happening, and then you realize, oh, it's happening again. I can just bring the focus back. And it is, I call it the meditation muscle, because you're working that muscle. You really are working a muscle in your mind. And the more you do it, the stronger it gets. And you will find that kind of overwhelm doesn't overwhelm you so much, because you become aware that it's happening, rather than kind of thinking, oh my gosh, the worst thing's going to happen. You think, okay, I know what's happening, I'll bring the focus back.
Interesting. I think for me, we always read about the health benefits and mental health benefits of meditation, but how has it improved your life, bettered your life, and potentially your clients as well?
Yeah, I just think,
you seem very calm and serene.
You sound so calm, Chloe. I'm feeling very calm. You know,
very serene.
I mean, I honestly feel so much better just hearing your voice. You've got the most amazing calm voice.
This is the magic of Chloe. You know, I can vouch for it. She's incredible.
You radiate calmness. Yeah. I'm actually feeling really zen here, just listening to you. I love it.
That's the biggest compliment. It definitely helped, definitely with my symptoms, with this autoimmune syndrome, definitely helped with that, because I was less frustrated about everything. I wasn't thinking, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel like this? You know, no one else feels like this except me. I finally just took a breath. I could pause. I could understand what was going on in my body, because I've done like my anatomy and physiology, as well as I do head massage and stuff like that. So I kind of understood what was going on in the body as well. It just kind of made me be a little bit more gentle on myself. Wasn't so hard on myself. Kind of got to know myself a little bit better as well. Obviously helped with anxiety, also knowing kind of like what my stresses were, so I kind of don't let it get to a point where my body just wants to break down. Just helped me really look after myself a lot more. And when you can look after yourself, then you don't go out into the world kind of bitter, annoyed, jealous of other people, envious, because you kind of know what's going on with you. And that means you can kind of
self-love, isn't it?
Yeah, and you haven't got all of that stress and weight on your shoulders. Then you can go out and help other people more, and other people's experience of you is much better, because you kind of don't need to be angry at the world. It's so weird, because people say to me, oh, you're so calm and nice, as if I never have to deal with stress again.
But you did touch on the fact that you do have some stressful times, so I thought you'd be stress free with this, but you are so normal.
That's what I mean, because I would hate to kind of come out and lie to people and say, I'm never stressed, guys, look at me. But we're human beings, and we're literally living now in a pandemic, and you know, it's the first time in history that we have a device, kind of our phones, that has all of the world's information and stresses and the most horrific things going on in the world you have 24-hour access to. So it's inevitable that we're going to feel stress, because we're overstimulated all the time. So it's just about knowing how to deal with that stress and not feel like you have to solve the world's problems all the time. If you kind of solve your immediate problems, then you are better serving everyone else within your community. And then those people, it has a knock-on effect, because if you're kind of normal and kind and a better service to people, then they kind of go on and think, oh, you know, if you're horrible, I kind of think of it as
is that law of attraction and the affirmation? And are you quite spiritual?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not like, I think because once you say that, people think you're a bit woo-woo and it's all a bit weird.
So like me and Angela love our spiritual
stuff. We do.
But I'm super into kind of how our bodies work, human behaviour, how we like interact with each other and stuff like that. And I always kind of go back. I don't think I do it consciously, but I definitely kind of think of something that I want, and then I'll kind of like, I'm not that I'm the best artist, but I'll paint stuff and kind of have like a quote, and I'll put it in a place where I see it every day. And so I do things like that where, or I'll tell someone something that I'm going to do, so then I've got like a bit of an accountability partner, so I know I've told someone, so then I have to do it. So I think it's kind of really things good. Like that. But kind of going back to, so I've like kind of had different jobs where I've worked with people, and kind of sometimes we've all kind of had it where we've worked with really, really horrible people. And I just think like, there's obviously, if you're going out into the world and you're annoyed, then you have a knock-on effect on other people, and you like make their day worse, and then they'll go home and they'll tell their family about it, and maybe they'll be a bit snappy with the shop assistant when they go to Tesco after work. Or so it's just stuff like that. If you go out into the world and you're kind of in balance, then it has a knock-on effect on other people, and then suddenly we have this community of people that feel better about themselves and do better. Like when you feel better, you go out and do good. So
I love that concept.
It's like give it forward. It's a positive
effect. Forward, I do that sometimes.
It's so true.
Like you're in the car and it's really busy and people are stressed. It's the school run or something. And I make the point of letting one or two people helpful, and you feel good about it, and you think that could have made a little bit of a difference to someone's day.
Yeah, it's like complimenting people as well. When you pay them a compliment, it gives them a boost.
Really positive.
It is, and it's if you're good with yourself, you don't feel the need to go out and make someone else's day bad.
Seek that assurance.
It is, it's if you just feel good in yourself and content. That's what I've kind of found in meditation, where it just quiets the noise.
The pressure to do that, I feel that I understand what you're saying about making everyone feel good, but I am one of these people who's like, oh God, you have to go out and make the world feel good, and then that puts pressure on me.
I don't.
You have to smile at everyone and make them happy. You know, it's a hard world.
No,
we can't always be perfect.
I just think in your immediate circle, really, in your friends and family, because otherwise it's just. Everyone do their bit.
You cannot kind of save the world. It's not, I don't think it's a conscious thing. I think when I say that, meditation is just it helps me
just
to quiet the noise.
Happy.
I'm not so kind of pulled down by everyday stresses. I try and find joys in very normal things, so like a sunrise or a sunset, or just things that happen almost every day. Because if you kind of put your happiness in, I'll be happy once I win the lottery, well, the chance of you winning the lottery is very, very small.
I'm putting my hand up now. I'm that person. Sorry,
but
I'm that bad person.
It's appreciating those smaller things in life that I think a lot of people these days take for granted, don't they?
It is. It's
you're right.
Seeing a sun. I mean, I know it sounds very hippie-ish, but just seeing a sunset, or stopping and watching some birds, or listening to bird songs, or I love, like, the first sip of my cup of tea in the morning is like bliss to me. So it's, if you can find everyday mundane, normal things, the chances are you're going to be doing that 2-3 times a day, or find it at least 2-3 times in your week where you can really feel joy.
Satisfied,
very satisfaction, and help yourself. Because it's so easy I would love to just let stress get to me, because it would be so easy for me to be angry at the world all the time, be bitter, be stressed. But actually, it's hard work to feel calm in spite of all that. So you know, some people say to me, oh, I bet it's gorgeous, you know, I bet it's so nice being calm, and what a nice hobby meditation is. But I'm like, it's actually a real skill. Yeah, it's a real
I'm agreeing. I'm trying. It is a skill.
It is really.
Do it. I can't do it. I would love to do that.
And you're actually running a business as well, so it's, you know, it's not all...
I'm so impressed.
I know, but I think, yeah, I love the meditation part, and I like love clients coming to me. Like, basically where I come from is I want to create a space where people can come for 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the week and just shut off the outside world and not kind of be distracted, yeah, by going on social media and stuff like that. So to come to a specific place where they can just kind of be them and meet with themselves and just feel calm for like 30 minutes. That's all we're asking for. Or not even feel calm, just come, sit down, log in, present. And be present. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So can I ask, Chloe, what would be a typical, how would you sort of start a session if you were, let's say you were trying to make us relax?
Yeah. Okay. So I would tell you to kind of shut off any other devices or any distractions that may happen. I tell you to tell anyone in your immediate environment that I'm meditating, this is important, so please don't distract me for the next 20-30 minutes. This is kind of my time. And then I'd kind of get us all to sit in a mindful but comfortable position. If sitting down was not your, you know, thing for whatever reason, you need to lie down, that's fine. And then I kind of always start my meditations with 3 deep breaths, and you can close your eyes or cast your gaze down. And we progressively relax the face, the jaw and the shoulders, because these are the spaces that we find, you know, sometimes are super, super tight, but you don't realize until someone says unclench your jaw and gently drop your shoulders. You kind of think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been like this all day and hadn't even realized. So we go through that because I think that's just the easiest way to get people to initially relaxed. Because if someone's coming to me for their first session, I don't expect them to be super zen straight away. So it is just about getting them to some sort of relaxation where they feel comfortable. And then we'll go through a guided bit where you'll just listen to my voice, and we might be doing kind of a body scan. So we'll focus on each part of the body and we'll relax it. We might be doing a visualization where I'll be talking about kind of your happy place or a beach scene or a forest or anything to kind of take you out of your day, out of your kind of daily stresses and just into that present moment. Because 99% of the time, the present moment is actually super chill and super calm. It's us thinking about what's going to happen in the future. I've got all of this stuff to do. What have I got to do tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I've got to get into work tomorrow and I've got to have a meeting with this person. So it's just about getting you into that present moment rather than that what if. And then we'll go through the meditation. There'll be some parts where I'll kind of go quiet, and that's to get you to honestly just become a little bit comfortable with yourself, with the silence, with the background music. Because a lot of people come to me and they say, you know, I don't want to be quiet with myself because I don't know what's going to come up. And I think that's what a sad feeling to not be comfortable with yourself. I totally understand it, because people think something weird's going to happen and they're going to lose their mind, and meditation is this weird thing where they haven't got control over your mind. But really all I like to do is kind of teach people how to just decompress their system, because I feel like we've always got this underlying feeling of anxiety because there's a notification going to go off on our phone and we need to call this person back, and we need to check out all our notifications on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and wherever. So we actually never...
I think it's a generation thing.
Yeah, I do kind of worry that are people growing up now with this just instilled in them that they're always anxious? Because we all know that our phones and our laptops are designed with persuasive design. They're there to keep you on there, so companies can advertise to you and businesses can sell you things, but there is like
to be honest, being the older generation here, I actually think the older generation probably need meditation a lot more, because we've always been taught to bury all our mental health issues. We're not allowed to ever I mean, I remember when I had a baby out here, I was too afraid to tell the midwife I felt depressed because I was terrified she'd take the baby away. I think a lot of the older generations suppress it. Yeah. And I actually think it's great what you're doing, because it's allowing people to, realize that it's normal to feel like that. They don't have to hide it.
And I think, sorry. I was just thinking, my parents are in their 70s and they don't have any social media or anything, and they just enjoy their quiet time together, and they sit in their lounge, and they've obviously had tough times over the years, but they know how to relax, and they take simple pleasures of watching the odd soap and talking together. So I just think these days we're just so consumed by our phones, and
we are manipulated, 24/7. Aren't we, by that documentary, but was it called The Social Network or something? There's a lot of theory about that, isn't there? The pressure to am I missing out on something? So so refreshing to talk to you, Chloe, and having experienced your meditations as well via your website, I can certainly vouch for them, that the moment you start talking about and breathe fully, you realise how for the past few hours I've been taking shallow breaths, and my goodness, Chloe's so right. You have such a gift for this, and I can heartily recommend going to someone like you, or to having a go at meditation, because it's made such a difference to me. So thank you.
And it's just feeling like you actually deserve to feel calm. I think a lot of people think, I need to kind of keep on this role of being stressed, because I feel
like I'm on a hamster wheel sometimes.
If I don't, then I'll fall off. It is literally like spinning plates.
What though, when I used to be an ongoing joke in my family that when I'd stop to go on holiday, finish work, I automatically became ill because I was running on adrenaline.
That's actually classic, Antonio. That's classic. The minute you relax and go on holiday or take time off, you get sick. Your body suddenly thinks, I'm allowed to get ill. Hooray.
You literally
I don't want to relax anymore. I just think over Christmas I was just like, I need to get back to work.
But it is it's if we kind of incorporate this little pause into our day every single day, then it gives your body a chance to rest, recover. Like, we need this time. It's not indulgent. It's not this new wave thing where we didn't have to do this in the olden days. It's because now we are so stressed, we need something to combat that. And it's just about feeling okay with being quiet and being calm, and that it's not that you're being unproductive. Doing this is probably the most productive thing you can do for yourself.
Oh, funny you should say that, because two of my friends swear by meditation, and they say meditation has been the route to their success over recent years, because they've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years. They've had promotions at work. They feel so positive in their mindset. They're content. They've got happy families, and I just think, is that true, or can you get that?
I think it's because when you're completely stressed, your brain can only make so many decisions in the day, and because your body is having to cope with all this stress, it can't do the normal things. It can't repair as it usually would. It can't rest, because you're kind of pumping out adrenaline all the time. So when you start meditating, you kind of bank that time to bring everything down. Like, when your body goes into homeostasis, that's when everything is in balance. So then you can come back to work feeling refreshed. Your brain isn't full of stress, all of these other thoughts. You're more focused. You're less likely to take sick days because your immune system's better. So all of these things, I just think of it as your body can has got the time now to do what it needs to do. Yeah, it isn't kind of taking on all this stress, not wasting all this time having to, pump out cortisol and stress hormone. It can kind of just get on with what it needs to do.
And it's not just
sounds to me mindset, like it.
Yeah.
Don't you think it should be part of the curriculum at schools?
Oh,
it definitely sounds like it should.
Well, my son's actually started yoga at school. He's 5.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
Folks, we are running out of time. Sorry to be the baddie, but I'm going to have
to quick one, Chloe. Then with Girl Meditates, can you just give us a quick overview of how your business works and how people could get in touch with you, and if it's online or can we come and see you at a place?
Yeah. So basically, you find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Girl Meditates. Obviously, if COVID wasn't happening, I usually am based at Sakura Spa, which is in Saltney. So I do private meditation there, which is either a half an hour session or an hour session. That's like a one-on-one. Also do head massage as well. Because of COVID, I had to pivot, go online, show myself up more. So I've got loads of free meditations on my Facebook and Instagram. But if you kind of want to up your meditation game, kind of commit to a practice, I've just started an online class subscription. So you can either do 1 class a month, which is £5, or 4 classes a month, so 1 a week, and that's £10 for your first month, and then £20 thereafter. With that, you also get 10% off any future course that I run, and then 10% off any public class, so when we can kind of come together in a room together. And you also get access to a private Facebook group where I'm going to be posting kind of minute meditations, and where you can discuss your practice with other people that are also doing the classes. So yeah, I've just started that.
Brilliant.
And so really exciting. Just really want to create a community of people who want to meditate and look after themselves and tend to their well-being and just be gorgeous human beings.
Yeah, and look after other people. I mean, we're all talking about being kind, and especially in the current climate, we just need to all stick together, don't we? So excellent. I'll be joining. I don't know about the
I'm already a member.
Sounds fabulous. It actually sounds like what I need.
Yes, we'll get you meditating, Sarah. We'll get you there.
Definitely need it.
Me and you, Sarah, will be by this time next year. We'll be close.
We'll be calm.
Yeah, I have to get progress.
I'll have no more grey hairs.
Oh, fantastic.
It's been so lovely meeting you, Chloe. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you too. I'm so really humbled. Like, I can't believe I've been asked to do this. Yeah.
No, we're so grateful.
Really chuffed that
It's really lovely to meet you.
You are a calming influence indeed, and
you really are. You're the most calming person I have ever met. I love it. Honestly, I can't wait to sign up and be calm.
I'm signing up tonight.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
thank you.
Take care. Right, there we have it, the end of episode 2 of the Good Enough Human podcast. Thank you so much for listening to myself, Angela Ferguson, my co-hosts Antonia Jones and Sarah Dine, and our wonderful guest Chloe from Girl Meditates. Thanks also to Dr. Stephen Kenyon Owen for the soothing music. We hope you agree that meditation is something that is well worth looking into if you're anything like us and you're feeling a tad stressed from time to time. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Keep listening. Take care.